Hello, folks. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while since I've posted a video. Apologies for the delay, I've been traveling. But today, we're back with an interesting video where we're exploring key roads that are shaping Western Hyderabad. Now, before I go deeper into this topic, we all want to acknowledge what's happening around the market. Well, despite what the market reports suggest, there's been a lot of real estate activity happening, especially in the Western Hyderabad. You would have noticed how there's a bunch of sales that have happened in this part with MSN and Vamsiram picking up acreage upwards of 150 crores. No mean feat. Right? So there's still a lot of people who are optimistic about Hyderabad for sure, and we've been saying that for a while. That long-term picture still remains very strong. I was just reading the Q3 2025 report. Maybe I could give you a quick glimpse. So yeah, quarter on quarter Q3 2025 looks slightly above the surface, while year on year the sales volume in Hyderabad is in decline, on par with some of the other metros that we see like NCR, MMR, and Pune. Right? So it's not just a phenomena that's hitting Hyderabad, to be fair. But at the same time, I think the overall market is going through a bit of a correction, as we've seen in some of our previous videos. Now, coming back to the crux of the topic, what are we here to talk about? You see a bunch of random lines, but what I've always felt is Indian metros, and specifically Hyderabad, is moving into a phase where we're no longer dependent on the area that we live in or in the area that we live in, but very specifically the road that we live in, right? And as you would have seen, there are a lot of roads where there's school, there's a mall, there's a grocery shop. One good example is Nalagandla. There's hospitals, right? So this is a road that's existed for a while, and pretty much everyone who is living on this road can access everything that they need within a few minutes. And I think that's the reality. And increasingly, more and more roads in Hyderabad are becoming of that form. So it's a bit of a microcosm of that location itself, where everything is accessible. Now, not every road is going to be like that, and this is the purpose of discussing what roads have the potential to be that. And we'll start off with the blue lines, which is to the uh, western part of Hyderabad, and then we go into a bit more of a central area, and then down central west. Right? It's not to say that there are not other roads. Definitely there are. The factor that I've considered is it a new road that's been laid? Is there a lot of real estate activity on that particular road, which will define future commercial activity as well, and the ecosystem being created? And does it have the potential to be, taking a lot of commercial activity, right? So these are some of the factors. Now, let's look at this particular area. We have RR7, Radial Road 7, which connects, Nalaganda, the Stellapur circle, all the way up until this point. And I would argue, a lot of this activity and the action will continue up until this point. But I know there's a bit of work to be done here. So long story short, yes, this is one such road that has a lot of potential in the future. We know that at least 10,000 residents are going to sort of come down, settle down here, which means at least 35 to 45,000 in terms of overall people living on this belt, which means you will have a lot of commercial activity, be it schools. Schools are already prevalent. Uh, you can expect hospitals in future. You can expect malls in future, groceries, you name it, right? So, and that's the idea where you go with a vertical form of living. You don't have to really drive a lot of kilometers to access your day to day, except for your work location, which could be an exception, right? This is one area. Quickly going over the others. RR30, again, a lot of real estate activity. You have Cyber 4, Aparna Cyber 4, a lot of villa communities here, pardon me. And then you have DSR Altitudes, you have Ozone Heights. There's also another project by Ananda Homes that's coming up. You have the whole Rajpushpa city here, the lifestyle city. So again, a lot of livability will be coming down to this particular road, and given the access to service road and uh, the commercial or the office hubs, there will be significant activity along this road, in my opinion, too. Yet another road would be the Kollur road. Again, this road still needs a bit more development. I think it will be expanded in the future, but you can imagine a lot of livability to come to this part of the city. There's already an existing project which is GHR Callisto. There's the government housing here. So yet another road to watch out for. And RR7 and RR30 are relatively new roads. This road existed for a while, but there's action. So those are the kind of factors that we're looking at. And does it have the appetite to support the entire ecosystem? Right. Now coming to this particular belt here, this is a relatively new road as well. A lot of projects have come along, be it Candier Lakescape, there's Regent. All of these are, due for living in the next few years. Regent relatively closer, and there are a bunch of projects here as well. And perpendicular to this road, there are a lot of projects as well. So yes, yet another area. I believe there will be some commercial activity here which will come up. There's already the Chirek school that is in this vicinity. And yes, this is anyway central to Hyderabad. There's a lot of easy access to high-tech city. If you need malls here, there's definitely a lot of convenience that already exists for this road. But I do see that there will be more commercial activity potentially coming up along this road number 4. Right. Then coming to these green belts, which are in the financial district area / Kajaguda. Again, all new roads. MyScape Road is a good example of what we've been discussing. On this road, you can find a lot of livability, and if you look at MyScape extension, you will also find more and more housing coming along the perpendicular roads, be it ASBL projects. There's ASBL, I think, Broadway here, MyScape Songs of the Sun, and then I know there are some more ultra luxury projects coming up here, and Kurra also has a project here. So yes, there's a lot of livability already. Again, the 10,000 that we've seen in RR7 is pretty much true along this road as well. But along with that, you have villas, you have couple of commercial tech parks here. For example, this is a huge tech park. There's one more here by Navnami Group, Kalyani, and then there is a lot of commercial activity here. There's a strip mall which has a bunch of cafes. There's a hospital coming up here, right? And here's another example of a lot of cafes and offices. So again, long story short, this is a classic example of what an entire ecosystem living on one particular road. Except again, there will be a few exceptions, but a classic example with livability and commercial living together. Yet another example would be this Kajaguda. I mean, given how much activity is happening on this, I think this is the one that will support this belt as well. But yes, bunch of projects here as well. A lot of livability has already come up here, but if in case you didn't know, Jaiveri Summit Phase 2 is coming up. It's already launched. There are a few projects here, interiors by Sri Varaha and stuff. So this is a great road, we all know this. And there's enough activity already happening here and driving. Last but not least, Kokapet. Obviously, at the nerve center is Neopolis. Obviously, there are a lot of branches out here. Livability first, and then you will have for sure some commercial and office space. I think DE Shaw recently picked up a lot of square feet in my home Grava, the business park. So similar deals will be conducted after livability gets established and after there's enough sales that happen. And there's Studio Orion Mall. I think the Orion Mall is also coming up, given that this is a mixed development by Brigade. So yet another road to watch out for. This is a recently, this is still being laid, this road that connects Neopolis to Golden Mile Road. Rajapushpa is here, there's DSR SSI group project here, and then similar stories exist for the Gandipet Road, Shankarpalli Road, and the Golden Mile Road. So you get the idea. I won't repeat myself, but at the end of the day, if you're looking to purchase a property, which is the most actionable bit, and based on your investment potential, based on your ticket size, there are enough roads that you should consider, especially from a future living standpoint, where if you don't want to really drive long distances, and if that's something that you hate, these roads are only going to get busier. You will have enough roads where you can, entirely bank on. Okay. So with that, I thought this is a new perspective to locations. I think we always talk about locations, but we don't go deeper. Hopefully that is useful. Again, this is my take. If you think I've missed a few roads, absolutely keep me honest. I'm sure there are many. Location is one thing, road is another thing. And I'm mostly privy to the western part of Hyderabad. But if you zoom out, I'm sure there's a bunch of activity happening across Hyderabad that I'm not aware of. So please do keep me honest. If you like the video, you know what to do. And more importantly, do drop in your comments so that we can engage further and I can be useful to you. Thanks for watching.